Hey guys, what's up? So I have another concept art today. This is Koreth, the boy with the yellow eye. As you could probably tell, he has a yellow eye. And a reason for that is that it is a guilty spark. So I mentioned them in the last video. It's one of the things I came up with while I was away. And now this is where that information is relevant. So a guilty spark is, like, in the shortest possible terms, you could think of it as a small crystal of calcified anguish. That's what it is. So when a person has extremely strong emotions, usually guilt, hence it's a guilty spark, the anguish from the spirit will start to concentrate itself inside the body and form a tiny crystal, which, like, when you look at it, when it's shining, it looks like a spark. Hence a guilty spark. It has a lot of similar properties to a fey crystal, but unlike a fey crystal, which requires the light to be, like, absorbed within the crystal itself, a guilty spark has the ability to control fey light within the surrounding environment. So basically, it has in many ways, it's a complete upgrade to a regular fey crystal, because one, they don't need to charge, and they can just pull nearly limitless energy right out of the environment. But the problem is that they are extremely unstable. They're also extremely rare. So the crystal, because it is made of, or I guess it is created by a very strong and unstable emotions. I want to say unstable. It has a very unstable characteristic to it. So people who do grow guilty sparks within their bodies, they typically won't survive, because the crystal will just explode. And the crystal usually forms in the heart, although in some cases it will grow in other places, such as the eyes. But if you're not careful with it, I guess it doesn't matter if you're careful with it. It'll usually just blow up once it reaches critical mass, I guess, and then it will kill the host. So that causes them to be very rare, and they're also extremely dangerous. But that's not always the case, and I'll explain that in a second with these two here. Let's see what else. They're also genetic. So if you had an ancestor that at some point in their life grew a guilty spark, there's a significantly higher chance that the offspring will have guilty sparks as well. Let's see. So I guess that's it for guilty sparks. Now, the reason why this is relevant the reason why guilty sparks are important comes back to this guy here. So Verekad. So as explained in the last video, Verekad, he basically starts his own religion, right? And the story is primarily a conflict between his cult and the Church of Light. The Church of Light's between those two. The problem is that the Church of Light has a complete monopoly over basically all fey crystals. So if the only way that Verekad would have the ability to get fey crystals would be basically through spies and converts from the Church of Light. But those are kind of rare, so it's not quite good enough. So what he does is that he basically hires this woman here. Her name is Baris Kemna. So he tasks Baris to find a way to create guilty sparks, but ones that are stable enough to be implanted and not kill the host, but also extremely strong. And that's what she does. She gives birth to a son. She basically turns him into a lab rat. And that's what Koreth here is. Koreth is her son. Let's see. And in order to test if the guilty spark is successful or not, she basically intentionally abandons her son out on the streets and manipulates the city that she lives in, the city of Jardesteret. She kind of manipulates everything from the shadows in order to make sure that this boy remains inside of the city and make sure that nobody touches this child or tries to interfere with her test in any way. However, Hizana, she comes along and she's a bit of an outsider, and she hears the rumors of a wild boy living on the streets, but she doesn't quite understand what's happening. But she does find the boy. She takes him in. Let's see. But actually, no. Hizana did the job that Boris wanted to do in the first place, because the test was supposed to last about 5 years. Within 5 years. So it's meant to last about. Hold on a second. All right, so the test wasn't supposed to last as long as it did, but the problem was that this boy was extremely slippery because the guilty spark was too good. The one that he had was too powerful for him to be captured. However, Hizana, because she was an outsider and was able to bring the boy in, now was the prime time in order to take in the results of the test. However, logically, using a human child for such a horrible experiment is not it's not a thing that people like, and especially for Hizana, because as I said in her concept art video, that the thing that she wants the most is she wants to be a mom, right? But she can't have that because she's barren. So she kind of adopts. She doesn't kind of do it. No, she totally does. She totally adopts this boy to be the child that she could never have. And when these strange people start showing up and they want to take this boy away from her, well, obviously she doesn't like that. Taking this boy away for nefarious purposes, she doesn't like that, so she ends up running away. But because this is such a high-profile thing for the cult of Verekad, it brings a lot of unwanted attention to Hizana. And let's see, so at this point in the story, Hizana, she's split up from Master Mahakra, and let's see, I guess, now that she's being hunted by a bunch of cultists, she needs his help. So the boy is quite important to the story because, let's see, I don't know, I'm still work in progress. Been plotting the whole thing here, but let's see, still working on it. Check out this. So I bought a notebook of the PX. I drew the logo for it. I'm gonna write the book by hand, so that's why I bought this. Necromancer student. I thought it did a really good job on the logo. Isn't it great? I think it's great. Let's see. So yeah, this boy kind of becomes like a MacGuffin in the story, basically. I guess a reverse MacGuffin, if that makes any sense. So Hizana and Mahakra, they already have the boy, but the other, I guess they're trying to keep the boy away from the people, from the bad guys. I don't know, I guess that's really all I had to explain. Let's see. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I'm still working on it. Probably shouldn't have rushed it so fast. But anyways, I guess this video will be kind of short. See you guys in the next one. Bye.